So the Breakfast Club, Charlamagne Tha God, DJ Envy reacts to the Kanye West and DJ Akademiks interview. Charlamagne says Ye is a jealous person. I mean, Charlamagne and Ye, they've been, they had their issues recently, in recent years, like the last 5 years, after being cool. Remember, Charlamagne did that one interview with Ye where, they was walking through. Beautiful interview, too. I think this is before Charlamagne rebranded into something different. But he's been a heavy critic of him for reasons unbeknownst to me. I don't know if it's just strictly like criticism, if they have like some behind the scenes beef, maybe they fell out. I think they might have fell out because from you to go to supporting somebody, championing them, putting them on your platform, giving them a platform, to now completely turning a cheek. And you got to think, if you watch this, I got clips, I'm going to put them out. Charlamagne says Ye is a jealous person. He admitted to it in this interview, saying that he's jealous. He admitted to it. So let's watch this in real time. It's 7 minutes long. We're not going to play it straight through, so I'm going to pause it. I'm going to let a bit play, and then I'm going to pause and give my opinion. So if that is something you don't appreciate, this might be the wrong channel for you. I'm not telling you to leave, but either get familiar with it, because this is what I do, or understand the reason I'm doing it. I can't play the entire video because I'm going to get a copyright strike. I don't want that. I do want to show y'all in real time how I feel, though, so let's go.
Try to support Puff. So that's what So then he changed into a all-black KKK mask and robe and stood for the interview where he talked to Akademiks about several things. So the first thing he talked about, or one of the first things he talked about, was his relationship and his sentiments on Jay-Z. Let's take a listen.
All you street Jay-Z, Beyonce, you ain't helped me when I was having problems with my kids. You could have used your influence. No, your influence is for politics. Your influence is how you could use it. You never wanted to sign anyway. That Dame signed. You ain't show up to my first wedding. You ain't my family. I always wanted some kind of family. Never had family out here. What about the fact that everybody knows what I'm saying is true related to that photo that I put up with my youngest daughter, right? But everything is like, but you offended Jay-Z. F*** him. F*** him. You got...
Whoa.
What I'm saying?
So he's clearly going off. He's getting shit off of his chest, which I appreciate about Ye. He's gonna... This is what I think about certain things, and we're gonna continue to play. Like I said, I let a minute of it play, so I'm gonna give a 30-second to a minute take. He said a lot just now. He said Jay never wanted to sign him. Dame was the one that signed him. That is true. If you remember, and we could probably do a whole video about this because I've been wanting to talk about this. Jay didn't want to sign Ye early on. He wanted him to be a producer strictly. Remember, he was producing heavily on the Black album, on the Blueprint album. He was signed to Rockefeller as a producer only. He was trying to tell him, I rap. I want to let y'all know I do this. Please give me the opportunity. They wasn't fucking with it. We could get into the story on its own, but that is the true story. There's videos about it. There's facts. This is a fact. Jay didn't want to sign him until what I believe Jay realized he could use him a lot more as opposed to not giving him more opportunity. It's the conversation of opportunity versus being used. You know what I'm saying? So the opportunity is valuable because it gets you to where you are now, but if the opportunity started with you trying to use me and not trying to believe in who I am and my talent, and only ever came around to trusting in my ability after you realize it was profitable for you, it's like, I don't really know how I feel about that. Let's keep going. God damn it.
How much money do you think Jay-Z make off my catalog versus what I make off it? Next subject.
And that part was crazy because Akademiks were trying to get some questions in, but baby, when I tell you Kanye West didn't care about them questions, he did not care at all.
He knew what he wanted to say.
Yeah, on Akademiks, he just wanted that platform. He wanted the people to hear him.
Kanye is boring. I mean, just old and tired antics. I never thought we would get to the point in life where Kanye West is just simply boring.
And whatever happened to that album? Did that Bully album ever come out?
Bully, yeah, it's out.
Oh,
it's
that's
out.
the reason why nobody's talking about the music. So he got to do something with somebody talking about him.
Well,
and isn't he complaining about Jay? I don't even know if Jay owns his catalog or not, but Wasn't Big Sean complaining that Kanye owns his catalog?
Yeah, there was a whole.
Fair point. We gotta be objective with this. Great point that Charlamagne brought up. That's a great point. I don't know if y'all remember Big Sean, Kanye masters. This is years ago when Kanye was talking about he's gonna give all of his artists their masters back. I don't know if it actually happened. Big Sean has stated that Kanye West owes him $6 million and his masters, claiming this stemmed from a business disagreement after 14 years with West's Good Music label. Here's more of a breakdown. Big Sean, after 14 years with Kanye's Good Music, announced he was stepping away, saying that's a forever brotherhood, but business-wise, I had to start getting a bigger cut. That's how it is when you sign these deals. This is the same thing as Ye's talking about that Jay did. You know what I mean? You get signed to these labels, or a person who's the face of a label, you know what I mean? A Jay-Z to Rock Nation or Rockefeller at the time, a Kanye to Good Music, a motherfucking P and Coach K to QC. You're going to get signed to a deal right off the bat that is not favorable to you. Because the person giving you the money to advance the deal is looking at it like, hey, you're not proven. I'm helping you more than you're helping me initially. You would think that once they start meeting these quotas that they have to, because, you know, they have quotas and they have to recoup money that was given to them up front, advances. You see, this is what Drake is going through with the UMG lawsuit with Lucien. Once you recoup in business, and like I said, I never did big business like this, so I don't know how it goes. I have examples of seeing how it goes, but I don't know really how it goes because I haven't experienced it. But what we see is you may be, quote unquote, morally deserving of a renegotiation, or hey, let's come to the table and let's rework this. I done solidified my position here. I done, you know what I mean? I've come to all of the terms in our agreement. You should start paying me more. But from the side of the business owner of the label, it's like, hey, yeah, but you know what I mean? I took the chance early on. I should still eat off of this. Hey, it's, you know what I mean? It's a never-ending conversation. Let's keep going.
The whole thing with Kanye and Big Sean as well, too.
So it's like he know how the record business work. You know, you got to be the change you want to see, right, Kanye?
Hey, there we go. Well, he also talked about Kim Kardashian and regretting having kids with her. Let's take a listen.
But even when you speak about Kim, people might be like, well, you picked her.
Absolutely, I did. That was my fault. I didn't want to have children with this person after the first 2 months of being with her. But my issue with all these ass celebrities is, if you ain't gonna speak on my behalf of the situation I'm in right now with my children, or where I was when I asked for the help years ago, don't talk about my political views. Plus your T, like I bled for you. If ask you about me, say we ain't speaking on Ye. And you should never have ever gone with. Look at John Legend, old sissy ass. I ain't never do nothing wrong to that. I changed generations of his life. This wears sweaters in August and Barbados. No, they say he smell like mashed potatoes. I don't know where I got this from.
Some more good points there. You could take it how you want. I just want to say shout out to Ak. A lot of people don't like him. They disagree with a lot of that he does. I don't agree with anything that anyone does. You know what I'm saying? That's the part of life. I don't think there's any one person that anybody should believe in or agree with 100% what they do. Like relationship, friendships, even family. Like you're your own person. So because somebody is close to you in proximity or relations, you don't have to agree. So with Ak, as much hate that he gets, I do want to shout him out for the journalism in this. You got to understand, he was the only one, or the only one able to get this interview done for reasons that people probably didn't want to take on the responsibility that comes with interviewing Ye for, you know, reasons that's obvious. You see he was wilding in terms of his language. But it's honest speak, and shout out to Ak for having a platform big enough to where it didn't affect him putting this out and having this interview. So I do want to shout that out. He's come a long way. He's been in the game for 15 years. I'm building this platform the same way. So shout out to that. Let's see what they had to say.
Yo, what?
I know Kanye can't. Kanye be walking around in denim jeans with no drawers on.
Yo.
What are we talking about? This guy. First of all, you shouldn't question nobody about what they wearing when you standing there in a black KKK robe. You can't question nobody's wardrobe when you walking around in a black KKK robe. Come on, man.
I agree, but goddamn, sweater in Barbados in August is wild. That's pretty wild. Look, if you just search it, he's buku photos of this nigga in different sweaters, cardigans, button-ups, pullovers, turtlenecks. He's a sweater guy, apparently. And apparently he smells like mashed potatoes.
And swastika t-shirts.
It's sad because he's been saying the same thing over and over and over again, and obviously it's for attention. At this point, I don't know if there's something really wrong with...
I'm going to stop it right there again. If somebody is saying the same thing over and over, they call it insanity, or maybe I have a fucking point. Maybe all of the things I'm saying is not public knowledge, but it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could still be truthful even if the message is being delivered in the wrong way, or even if the messenger is the wrong person. He could still be speaking facts and his truth.
Where he actually needs help, or is he just doing this for attention? Because I don't even know.
I think he just wants attention.
Bro is out of here. He dropped the F-bomb so much. I'm like, what is happening?
Or he may really feel like this. Like,
facts! Come on, Jess. He might feel this way. You niggas can't keep calling somebody crazy if they doing the same thing, even if it is outrageous. This might be what he's really feeling and his actual truth. We can't take that away from somebody because we don't agree. I don't agree with a lot of shit that he said. Because it was, you know what I mean? It's problematic. It's mean as hell. You know what I mean? I don't like bullies. Ironically, coincidentally, that's the name of his fucking project. I don't like bullies. But maybe he really fucking feels this way.
Might just.
That's true.
Really feel like I always wanted family and nobody, like, I think he just always felt like that. Maybe this is how he feeling.
Well, this ain't the way to get family and friends, huh?
No, it's absolutely not. He don't want them to be their family and friends now because he is burning bridges. Well, I mean, and to his point, I guess bridges that were already burned because they didn't F with him anyway. But it just seems like this is how he really feels.
Facts.
And you know what? I agree with Jess because Kanye went from, wanting to be white to now wanting to be a white supremacist. And I just need everybody out there to know there's nothing pro-black about anything Kanye West does. He embraces everything that has historically hurt black people, from Nazis to KKK. Like, what are we doing here, people? Why do we even pay this guy any attention?
Well, one of the things he talked
Fair point.
about, Charlamagne, you actually directly mentioned this. He admitted he was jealous of Kendrick Lamar as well. You're talking about the progression of people. Let's take a listen to that.
Here we go.
I don't like how they used Kendrick. And also, I don't like him saying he the number one because I'm the number one. So those are my two things.
People think that that's jealousy.
God is an angry God. God is a jealous God. What are you talking about? I'm the closest thing to God on earth. And I act just like how God acts.
That's... See, like I said, I don't agree with a lot of the shit he said. That's a wild statement to make, but he might really feel that way. Who am I to say that he doesn't? While he's wearing this fucking fit.
So yes, I was jealous that Kendrick is on Cardi album, and I feel like that's two different genres. Yeah, I'm jealous. Yeah, I'm hearing this for the first time. Yeah, I'm not on it. Yeah, this man rapping about Skims.
Yeah, so he was going into the Playboy Cardi stuff because remember he was taking shots at Playboy Cardi too when that album dropped.
Yeah, he was mad at Ty Dolla $ign. I see him mad at this person and that person.
Yeah.
Who was rapping about Skims?
Who was rapping about Playboy Cardi?
Oh.
Yeah, he was like, and then Kanye came out and tweeted how like his review of the album, and it was like a whole thing. And then Playboy Cardi was trying to get Northwest on the album allegedly, and that was a whole thing because Kim didn't want him on the Diddy song. It's been a lot, okay? And have y'all listened to Bully?
I have not.
And there's a short film attached to it too. There are different versions that are dropping, but I haven't listened to it either because I'm trying to get through all these tweets and interviews.
I like Vultures. I didn't listen to Bully, but I like Vultures Part 1 and 2. I think that's the second. Ain't that the one before Bully?
Yes. Yeah, he did Vultures.
I do like the Vultures albums, but no, I haven't gotten to Bully.
Kanye is just a miserable human who, always feels like he has to be number one in whatever it is that he's doing. And he'll always be jealous and envious of whoever is number one or the hot person in that space. It don't matter whether it was Virgil in clothes or Drake in music or now Kendrick in music. He's going to always be a hater. Mm-hmm. And that's just whack. You can't have, and I hate when he talks about having all of this money. I got all this money. First of all, you're not the richest person in the world, number one. And number two, that money clearly not making you happy, brother.
Yeah, money's not making him happy. Money's not making him cool. Money is not making him intelligent. Money's not doing anything
Nothing.
That's all I got on. Yeah, he did mention Virgil, but I didn't even get that clip. He just said he is mad at Virgil because Kanye says he's just an evil person. Like he's an evil person.
Virgil is dead.
He's not here anymore.
No, he's not saying that. He's not saying Virgil's evil. He's saying, remember he said all that stuff about Virgil online? Mm-hmm. He said that he did that because he knows himself that Kanye is an evil person. That was his response. It was stupid. And yes, Virgil is not here anymore.
No. Can Kanye fight?
R.I.P. to Virgil, man. Legend. Can Kanye fight? It's a fair question.
I hope he can.
Hey, I hope he can too.
I hope he can.
I need to know if Kanye
he
got
came
hands,
at Jim Jones too about some money, but
I see the Jim Jones thing.
we leaving that.
Oh God.
Hope he can. We gonna move on.
Okay. Shout out to the Breakfast Club. Shout out to Lauren, Jess, DJ Envy, Charla, the whole crew. We've seen their takes when it comes to people that they don't align with anymore, either politically. We've seen Jess talk about first saying she didn't like the album of Drake when it came out, the Drake and Party album. And then maybe a week later say that she actually does like it because when she first said she didn't like it, she didn't listen to it. And then she alluded to, there's a lot of politics in the music business. And I don't know if she was speaking specifically to the Breakfast Club and iHeart or how they feel. And they were a part of the lawsuit that's active still. It got dropped. Maybe that's their way of being like, hey, we're riding for the home team. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But I do always appreciate listening to their opinions because, they are a credible and valuable source of information and a platform. So, clap it up for that. Clap it up for everybody involved. Let's see what else comes of this.